Okay. Something is close to
Switch off your that big speaker.
the big speaker. Okay. Yes. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone, north, south, east, or west, wherever your geographical location is, and welcome to the Movement Radio. My name is Alaba Ferreira from Chicago, and on the studio here, I have with me.
Yes, my name is Amosoy Bukunlu Abiodun, Movement Radio correspondent in Nigeria, Lagos, and also I also commute Ogun State. So it's nice to be here one more time to indeed dissect the Nigerian situation. All right, Nigeria is on trial. As far as I'm concerned, that seems to be a good, solid topic for us to, have some introspection on. And I look forward to having all of us contribute our own, comments, analysis, our own, perspective and views on these issues because it borders around our lived realities. Please feel free to use the comment section. Feel free to engage us on X. We are live and direct on X. Pick up the mic and let's have a conversation. Do not, feel intimidated or hesitate to engage us. That's why we are here. We believe that our problem starts from when we bottle up, when we refuse to speak up. Our collective silence is a thing, and we have to put an end to that collective silence. We have to speak up. It is from speaking up we are raved up and poised to resist. All right. So we are here to catalyze that process. So thank you so much for joining us once again. Our last show was a blast. And I am not expecting anything less today for us to indeed, have a great time talking about Nigerian issues and solutions. So without further ado, I'll pass the mic to the next correspondent.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Abdullah Salisu, Movement Radio correspondent from Abuja. And today is another interesting show, and it's actually going to be a bumper package because all of us need to contribute because the nation on a trial is something that all of us need to actually ask ourselves a lot of questions, and then a lot of things we need to contribute because it's like more of like an interactive session, a real interactive session that all of us will question ourselves for what we have done so far to Nigeria. And I look forward. Last show was actually a bumper package, and this time around, I expect more, not even less, not all the same thing, but more, because we think that Nigerians, all of us, we need to sit down and talk about our nation and find a way out and act, not just talk, act, because it's more of we need more action than more of just talking and sitting down. So thank you everybody. Welcome. I'll take the advantage of all the social media platforms that we are present: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and all other social media platforms that we are all live. Comment if possible. If you can, just join the X platform where you will take the mic and make sure you contribute positively, because the liberation of Nigeria is a collective effort and we can all come together and make it possible. Thank you.
It's at the bottom of the comment section. We have our Facebook page where you can comment. We also have our TikTok page where you can comment, and then we have the Instagram page. On our X page, we have two shows running. We have the visual one, and then we have the one where you can request a microphone and grab a microphone to speak. So welcome to the Movement Radio, and today's show topic is A Nation on Trial. A Nation on Trial. But before we start our full details on our show, we are going to share with you this picture, which is an AI generated picture, but shows an incident recently in Nigeria where the people are chasing a common thief. You know, in Nigeria, Fela has put it all in a song, says that when somebody steals something small, then the people chase after him, thief, thief, thief. They put tires on his neck, burn him up. But when somebody steals billions and millions, you will never hear Nigerians say, he be thief, cash am, he be rope, cash am, he be robber. They don't do that to their big men, to those that are actually destroying the life of their children and their family. But if it's a commoner, a small thief, a pickpocket, or the one who goes steal with a gun, you know, then that's when Nigerians are up in arms to throw tire and burn that person alive. But when it's a big thief, authorities stealing, some robbery, you know, go hear them say thief, thief, thief. But that's not why we are bringing you this picture. We just felt this picture right here is very symbolic of the state of the nation, whereby somebody comes around, take your property, and become so emboldened to stand their ground, all armed against you that owns the property. And that's why whoever generated this AI picture must be a very smart individual, a cartoon artist, because it's a symbolic state of what Nigeria is. And we've always here at the Movement Radio, we've always told you that Nigeria is a case of olegbe olegba, aitete mole olewa moloko, in Yoruba translation, saying that the thief grabs it, another thief grabs it from another thief, but because you are so slow to catch the thief now catch the landowner or the house owner. So, but this picture here, there's a Yoruba term for it also. When the thief stands his ground, this is real ogbojuole ninu gborumole. That means a very bold thief in the forest of our ancestors. Ogbojuole ninu gborumole. For those who understand Yoruba, I mean, it's very symbolic of the state of the nation. That's the state the APC is now. The Ogbojuole, they're stealing your raw life direct in front of you, and they still have the guts and tenacity to direct argument that you cannot criticize the president, you cannot criticize the thief, you cannot criticize the government while they're stealing your property to your own very face. So we thought we'd bring you this picture, if we can frame it and put it in your house to show you the state of the nation. This is the real Ogbojuole ninu gborumole, a very bold thief in the forest of our ancestors. That is it. You see the knife, you see the cutlass, and daring all of you. Who comes in first? You see, it's a thief standing his ground. That has been the case of our Nigerian politicians. And they are bold, they are courageous, and you are the onlooker that keeps silent. And today, our topic is A Nation on Trial. So before we go back on, I don't know if our co-hosts in the studio have anything to say on that picture. Before I move on to some other videos we want to share with you before we start discussion issues related. Please join us on X. If you want to grab a microphone, grab the mic. A Nation on Trial is our topic. Join us if you want to make a comment on YouTube. You can make a comment on the comment section. Join us on TikTok Also, if you can want to make a comment, you can make a comment also. Join us on which other medium are we on? I said TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, on Instagram also, please. We are also on Instagram. So we have these various model because our objective is information and education and enlightenment. Information, education, and enlightenment. And there's if we are not spread across all mediums like this, we don't believe our educational information will be able to reach the people. And that's what we are planning to achieve. And that's what we are doing on this thing. So I've just been notified that our Instagram has not gone live yet. So I'm putting it now back on live. And then I think we are now back live on all the medium. Let me count. If it's 2 Facebook pages, 2 YouTube pages, Movement Radio and Alaba Ferreira page. We are also on Twitch. Oh, we never, I don't know if anybody goes on Twitch, but we are also on Twitch and also on X, 2 video production on X. And we are also on, what's the other one? X, and also on Instagram. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the Movement Radio. Thank you very much for joining us. And so Ibrahim and Ibukun, any comments on that cartoon picture we just had?
Yeah, would you like to go first, Mr. Abdullahi?
Okay, the picture speaks a lot, because when you look at the picture, it tells us we have given an opportunity to someone who ordinarily should be afraid of us, but now we are the ones afraid of the person. Because when you have this case scenario where a thief becomes so authoritative that he will be able to stand his ground, that okay, I will take whatever I will take, and anybody who dare me with his, he is doing it at his own peril. So he makes sure that he is telling you that yes, I'm well equipped. I have all the necessary armament around me. So whosoever is ready to go, let him come. So, and all that I will take it with all authority. So that means you don't own anything. So we are living in a place that we don't have what to describe it in just a simple word. Because if you say it's a jungle has a kind of a sitting arrangement where justice is ensured across all the animals. But when you have our case scenario is that a case scenario of some clans controlling everything, and we have someone who is more of a gangster telling you that yes, I'm the owner of you and whatever you have, and nobody will do anything. So that's the real pic. This is what this picture is depicting. It's telling you, yes, I'm in control. I'm standing. I'm not running away. Do whatever you want to do. So, and he's just standing alone. That just give us like a flashback of our last episode. Nigeria sleepwalking to a one-man state, because it's a one-man standing while all others are just onlookers. So that's my own take on the picture.
Yes, and my own take on it is quite, without any further romancing of the issue, the point is very clear. This is a depiction of a robbery situation. It's actually a real life situation that was recreated to paint the picture of what we are going through exactly. Because there was an armed robbery situation. This guy was caught red-handed, robbing people, all right, robbing a shop. right? And rather than him just admitting that, yes, I am a thief, I have done what is wrong, please do forgive me, I am doing this because of one reason or the other, or admitting, when you admit, it shows that you are remorseful. But when this particular individual rather took up a knife and basically says, anybody who wants to challenge me, I'm willing to indeed take that person out. All right. I am doing what I want to do. I am not doing it by mistake. I am doing it at nothing that no you all of you, nothing you people are going to do about it. So this particular side of the confrontation or the video was screenshotted, and someone actually got creative with it. So it essentially paints the picture of the Nigerian situation, all right, where Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who happens to be the top dog in the parasitic hegemony in Nigeria, and they are developing more wings and audacity more than ever before in our history in Nigeria, saying that we are going to cut away and get away with stealing your resources. The collective resources of people are in our hands, and we are going to steal it, and nothing people are going to do about it. And the classic example of that is Yaya Bello. All right, Yaya Bello was caught red-handed. All right, but now under the supervision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this same individual who should be cooling off in one correctional center or one prison cell is having the audacity to run to become, a lawmaker. Right? That is audacity. That is you stealing from the people and telling them they should F up, really. They should really get lost that you know exactly what you have done and you are going to do it and go scot-free. So I think we should learn a lesson or two from what is going on right now that we need to do. And of course, what is even more interesting is the crowd of people in that particular video where this was extracted. There's indeed a crowd of people behind the scene. All right. As this guy held this knife, there was a crowd of people that instead of them to indeed find a way to, arrest him,
because
they call it.
Look at the person called standing. Is incapacitated. Comparing him to the crowd.
Well, for a minute, you would almost think that he's got the advantage over the crowd because apparently it is the crowd that is afraid of him. He's not afraid of the crowd. Yes. All right. So, but in actual fact, the crowd has lost their power. They do not believe they can, capture him because of the weapon that he's holding. And this is quite interesting, really.
People, the fear in them.
Yeah, that fear factor. So it has a psychological effect on some people that should have had a superior advantage. Normally, based on the numbers of crowd of people that are there on that particular scene, they should have the advantage. But the weapon that the guy is holding tend to flip the table around such that everybody is now afraid of him. All right. So, and of course, they don't even have to hold any weapon to capture him if they indeed know what is called teamwork. But they have been rendered useless in their mind. The psychological game. And it is the very same game that the parasitic hegemony, as I like to call them, is the same game that they are trying to play on the Nigerian people. And people need to wake up, really. Yeah. Passing the mic back to our host here.
My mic is off, sorry. Thank you very much, Ibukun. Before Abdullahi makes his comment, I just want to welcome all the people who have joined us in the audio section of our X. I thank you all for joining us. I have Freno, Yemi Ajayi, The Future, Godwin Do, Tena Eden, Nafisa Bello, Tunde Saleu, Ekaite, New Tema Okon, Ifeanyi Aji, Osas Blalog, Doshima, and Ajara Bello. For our X audio group, we're showing a picture on the screen with a video of an incident that happened recently where the people were chasing a thief and the thief stood his ground with a knife. So somebody did an AI version of it and put a Milocon's head on top of it. And we felt that this is very symbolic of the state of Nigeria, where the thieves are so emboldened now that even the people who owns the property cannot challenge them. We call that Ogboju Ole Ninu Igbo Orumole, a very, very bold thieves in the forest of our ancestors. You know, Nigeria is a story of Olegbe Olegba. Aitete Mole, Ole Tiwa Molo Kubai. The thief grabs it, another thief grabs it from that thief, and because none of us tries to catch the thief has now wrestled down the landowners and the homeowners. So we continue our story for today. Thank you all for joining us. Those of you who have joined us on the audio section of the X. We have the visual section on YouTube. If you want to join us, if you have comment, if you want to make comment or say anything, please request the microphone, and you'll be allowed to do that on the X. Please request the microphone, and then you'll be allowed to. But you can do that on Facebook. We are streaming on Facebook too, on Alaba Ferreira, and on Movement Radio Facebook. We are streaming on Movement Radio YouTube and on Alaba Ferreira YouTube live. But you can't comment live there with the microphone. But you can write your comment. We will read it here in the studio. We will see it. And on Twitch, if anybody's on Twitch, and also on Instagram. It's usually the Instagram crew that I am able to see. The Boysin is there joining us, saying hello. We thank you for joining us. And there's quite, I forgot TikTok. There's quite a number of people here on TikTok. The wordings of the TikTok are so small, I can't read out the names because I need bigger glasses. A lot of people there have joined us. Anderson, 440, King B, Abbas, Larry, quite a number of people. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to continue with today's show, A Nation on Trial. A Nation. So Abdullahi, you made your comment on the picture. Can we move on, or we're still on it?
Yes, let's move on.
Let's move on. Okay. The next thing we want to do is that we want to share some videos with you regarding, because what we do is not just share opinions of Nigerians that are very valid. On the Movement Radio, we don't do news. There's a reason why we don't do news, because we don't trust our media. We believe firmly and strongly that the Nigerian media has been captured and they only represent the interests of the ruiners. And if we are going to change the mind of Nigerians and enlighten them, there is no point regurgitating what those who have ruined us are saying. Anytime the news talk, it doesn't matter what news station, whether it's Arise, whether it's Channel, whether it's LTV, whether it's NTA, they would only tell you what the governor is saying. They will tell you what the president is saying. They will tell you what this president's son is doing. But nobody tells you what is happening to the people, what the people are saying, what pain they are going through. It's been like this since we were children, and I'm in my late 50s. So it's not something new, you know, apart from the likes of Frank Olize, of favorite memory of NTA, who will go through villages to village and show us how other Nigerians are living. The only thing NTA does is propaganda. The head of state did this, did that. So this has added to the social engineering of Nigerians, whereby we are not able to react or respond to injuries that are being inflicted upon us. So to start to change this, we have to create our own press, just like you created your own borehole for water. You bought your own generator, you tie your own road, you build your own gate in your own estate. You know, basically you have a government that does nothing for you, so you have to do everything for yourself. And information matters. He who controls information controls you. You are what you hear. What they tell you is you will be the product of. So most of you are wondering and keep blaming Nigeria. Nigerians are not ready. Nigerians are not ready. It's because of the information they get. They've been engineered not to be ready. You know, they've been engineered not to be ready. We want to share this. We like sharing a lot of nice things that we come across. How can you say there has been hunger before I was born? when you don't even have a date of birth. Thank you, Chidi Odikakalu, for that. So response to the president saying that there is hunger in the country before he was born. I hope he knew this before running, you know. So we continue with our show. This is why we do what we do. We don't regurgitate news. Go all around the internet. Everybody repeats what the people who are creating the pain are saying. So how can we have a change? And we want to change mindsets. We want to enlighten the mind. We want to free your mind. The biggest weapon those who oppress you have is your mind. If they control the information you get, they control your mind, they control you. That's the biggest chain. It's not a physical chain, it's the mental slavery. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Nobody, none but ourselves can free our mind. You know, none but ourselves. Free yourself and the rest will follow. You know, you don't be slaves long before they don't release you now, but you never release it yourself. These are speeches that goes to the fact that what the mind hears, what it listens to matters. Okay? Now, so a lot of people, they have been using ethnicity to ignore bad governance. It says a lot about their character. No tyrant is more powerful than the one who first conquers a people's conscience. These are facts. So we're going to start with our first video for today, which is a video from one Dr. Maya Angelou, who talks about the gift that Africa has, the immense, tremendous abundance of wealth that we have as a people before history was cancelled by the coming of the colonialists. Talking about the colonialists, what we have now, we have not had independence. What they did to us was simple. They changed the color of colonization. What we now have is neo-colonization. They changed the color. They put a black man like us in charge of the plantation. And colonization, which is a process, we shouldn't even call it colonization, it's a process of exploitation to take everything we have, resources, material, and human. That's what colonization is. Now, they've replaced it with somebody who has the same color skin as us, somebody we call brother, sister, uncle, auntie. And those ones are still taking. And we ourselves are running away from our own resources. We are running away from our land. You know, we are running away from our land. So the first video is what we're going to share with you. Please ask for a microphone if you disagree with us on anything. Let us know. Share it with us. Make your comment. This cannot happen without your participation. So we need your participation fully to proceed. Thank you all very much for joining us. I'm going to check those who have joined us again on X and acknowledge them. But thank everybody for joining us. We thank you all for joining us. Okay, let's start with the first video now.
The audio is not coming out clear.
The audio is not coming out clear.
Yes, if you can, okay, if you can increase the audio.
Okay.
AUX mode.
Given the currency of this new country, the construction is that both areas, the government of both areas were so fair, the society was so stable. Was sure he had time no history. The importance. Need a strong word. It is imperative. Children learn history. Obviously, comprehensively in their curriculum. Told you now that some polygraphs and some are history. He taught history in the history. What does that do for the dropout? Influencing. States now that new little it reminds me of the small Jewish schools, the Chinese Korean school, the children's school, the popular school, in the day. Later in the afternoon, on Saturday, they go to they can learn their own. If the black does not hand washes the other.
Yeah, basically, this video is telling us that history is important. If you don't know your source, you won't know where you're going. And African history has been mutilated, has been, contaminated, have been abused and misinterpreted, and most particularly the story before the coming of the colonialists. We don't know ourselves, and that's why we are misbehaving and doing all these sorts of things that is happening to us in Africa. This is very important. This is very, very important to note. Now we're going to go on to the next activity for today, which is to talk about the governance and how our reaction to it is. Here is one of your senators.
Before we
making
move
a comment.
away from the history, because I believe that historical topic is very very important, because
Okay.
not teaching our children history is a big deal. Such that if you show the picture of many of our great ancestors to our young ones, they cannot recognize them. Show them the picture of Mandela, they cannot recognize Mandela. Show them the picture of Fela Anikulapo Kuti, they have no idea. Show them the picture of Thomas Sankara, they cannot identify. Not to even talk of know the history or what these ones have done to push, to further the struggle of the African race. So it is a time bomb, or perhaps we can even call it a social engineering that would really bite us in the back in the future. It's going to affect us one way or the other. All right. When we are basically concerned about indoctrinating our children with foreign ideologies, foreign religious ideologies, such that we abandon. You will have to, properly school your child, to get used to these wonderful feats of these great African ancestors. But the system, the secular system, the school, the education, they do not, factor all of these things in the curriculum. And I want to suspect that they are doing it deliberately so that they keep up this reign of, exploitation. Because if we are aware of our histories, one of my biggest inspiration is the history, the knowledge of what our ancestors have done, our African ancestors. It gives me inspiration to do more. It makes me feel small That what am I doing? That these guys paid the ultimate price. They raised the bar so high. So I also want to do my own bit to a large extent and write my name in gold. But when you don't have such thing, and our children are even, not aware of the great feats of our African ancestors, then it's such a disaster that is just, ticking, and it's about to blow up in our faces in the nearest future. That's my commentary on the African history and our inability to teach our children about our history. Back to you, sir.
Yes, actually, sorry. Regarding the history issue,
Go ahead.
is just like, yeah, just what you said is actually true. The people who lost the connection with its own history lost its purpose, because it's just that you are driving towards somewhere you don't know. That's what, because if we are connected to our history, we will know our purpose, we will know our focus, we will know our what, our aim. Because every nation, no nation, not as just but nation as people, they all have aim in this life. They all have objectives. But when you disconnect those people with their objectives, and the objectives are what, the objectives of their ancestors. Though recently they said they are bringing back the history, but they distorted history, not the factual history. And along the line, why the sudden break in teaching the history is on purpose. Why did you stop it and why did you bring it back? So it's kind of deception. That okay, before they are teaching the children, maybe because the people that are teaching before are people who knows the actual history. But now the people that will teach the history now are people who don't even know their history. So what are they going to teach? Distorted history, lies.
And
So
even
it's
largely
on
the material
purpose.
they are
It's
going
on
to,
purpose.
even the material that they are using to teach the history has been heavily diluted. A particular
That one is
analyst looked
something
into
that
the books. That
every
particular history
Nigeria
book
will
that they
tell
are
you. Not
teaching them
only
now
on history.
is a
In
is a
almost all the
sanitized
subjects,
and
they make
heavily
sure they
diluted
control what
version.
you know.
Yes.
In almost all these contexts, all the subjects in Nigerian educational system, if you look at the what you were taught back then and what they are teaching them currently, you will see that there are a lot of the standard is not, instead of going up, is been what, crippled down to the extent that you make the people less rational. Is on purpose. Is education, that pre-colonial education. Now that we have neo-colonial system in Africa, so we also have neo-colonial education going on. Your people writing what will make you irrational. That's what we have currently going on.
Abdullahi. If any of our audience want to make a comment, they're open to do that. So the next thing we want to do is talk about how what this senator is saying is going on in your Senate and House of Assembly. We want to show you what he's saying, and also there's a new controversy brewing about the NYSC
Yeah,
picture that was
you have
used.
muted your mic on X.
Oh, I have? Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's this controversy going on regarding a certain individual who claims that his picture was used as your president's NYSC picture. We're sharing that picture, but we are not talking on that yet. We want to go to the Senate and see what this senator is saying regarding the lies
3
this
years
government
since
is telling
Tinubu's
us
government.
as a
3
people.
years. 2024,
So let's hear
2025.
him.
3 years since Tinubu's government. 3 years. 2024, 2025, and now 2026. the budget has not been implemented. He has never implemented a budget. How does a country run without a budget? Or selective financing of project. And we have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. Where is the money we are borrowing? All the revenue generating agencies in this country told us they have exceeded their target.
Implemented. I believe these are issues your media should be talking about, not distractions on whether cardinals can criticize the president or not. Those are nothing but distractions. Everybody can criticize the president. He's not a king. He's working for the people. If the cardinals have if they are shepherding a flock and they have people under them that are feeling the impact of his policy, they have the right to take the question to him. That don't make them partisan. That don't make them political. So anybody that wants to gaslight you as they're being partisan or political is a fool, doesn't know the meaning of democracy.
Unmute your mic
is
on
sustained
X.
by, yeah, democracy is sustained by protests, complaints, questions, and answers. You don't have a democracy where you're thinking you're dealing with a king. You can't question your king. No, that's garbage. Don't let people gaslight you to that. Anybody can question it. The cardinal can, because they've got a flock under them that is feeling the impact of the policy. Anybody can. It doesn't necessarily make it partisan or political, even if it is. That's the point of politics, to question those in authority. If a lot of people don't have this education to know that you don't have kings or queens that can't be questioned, you have elected officials that are working for you. So when all these discussion are going on about that, you're just giving all these ignoramus people a platform. Don't give them a platform. Shut them up, shut them down. Because democracy, it's about questions and answer. It's about the terms of engagement between you and me. It doesn't mean you can lord it over me just because you have a position. No, I can question you about money. I can question you about policies. I can question you about your action. And the fact that you're giving an answer that you can't provide evidence for doesn't make that answer right. This is the problem with our educated people and our press. They keep taking their answers on the face value, the ruinous answers, instead of questioning them. People like Okibaloye, those ones don't even have a clue what journalism should be about. They have no idea. They go there with softball questions to those ruling us. And when opposition come on stage, they go there try to be tough on questioning. No nation is going to be great when journalists are acting like that, like Okibaloye and the rest of them. And that's a LTV guy, or CTV, or whatever their station is. No nation is going to be great. You have to question those in your leaders. For example, your Minister of Finance, we played that in one of our episodes 2 or 3 days ago, came out, mumbled out some bunch of garbage on economic policies. Absolute garbage. No explanation on the money collected from subsidy, where it went. He said it's going back into expenses that were there before subsidy was removed. And there was not one single journalist to hold him to account. The issue did not even echo on Nigerian news twice. And you want to have a good nation. No nation is going to become great. People acting like this. And these are facts. We had that video the other day, and we had a response to it, but we're not going back to that. Let's go on to our next activity for today.
Sorry.
Before we start, or should we start on our article right away? It's up to you guys if you
Yes,
want us to
I
start.
think regarding this video, because the people and the media largely, because If we have like our organization like budget, the tracker, all they do is what they track project and government, but the media itself, which is the body responsible for this, always what make sure at the end of the year when the new budget is being proposed, since the National Assembly and the legislatures and the executive have become like team members playing the same thing, because ordinarily the Committee on Budgets in the National Assembly should be the one to question the president on the performance of the previous budget. Because Nigerians, through the, even if we are decide to say that okay, we are going to use what the Freedom of Information Act, we need explanation on the performance of the previous budget before the new budget. Do we have a deficit budget or what? So we all need these questions, and the media itself should be the one. Okay, these are what you budgeted for, and through our coverage and our reportage, we were unable to see all these things in on ground. They should educate the people, tell the people, okay, we were unable to achieve this. So when we were unable to achieve this, then why the new budget? How do you think that okay, if this one, because budget performance is something that we should all what have at the end of a particular year. We should measure the budget performance to what percentage are we able to what to implement the budget. But the media is not doing so, and it's one of the key responsibility holding the executive to account. Is one of the key responsibilities of the media. So, but we are not doing it. We can go on.
Yes, so on our screen we have some few cartoon. A case of two clergymen. We have one dining with power. Yeah, a cage of two clergymen. We have one dining with power, and we have one saying the truth. So we have a few cartoonists. So there's an article to that. If we have time, we will go over it. It's The Paradox of Two Clergymen by Azubuike Mondowa. But we'll deal with that later. Let's go on. Let's start on our today's topic, A Nation on Trial, so we can get to it. Well, we have some other videos, but we're going to hold on videos now. A Nation on Trial. Am I reading, and then Ibuku and Abdullah, you guys are doing the pigeon fashion? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, let's share this tag. A Nation on Trial. 17 question. Yeah, A Nation on Trial. Every right thinking mind must answer. 17 question. Every right thinking mind must answer by Abdullahi Salisu Aliyu. A nation does not collapse in a single day. It collapses one silence at a time. The silence of the citizens who complain only in whispers. The leader who mistake office for inheritance. The judge who prizes justice. The cleric who blesses power instead of correcting it. The union that bargains for itself and forgets the republic. And the youth who strove past the ruin of their own future. Every institution meant to hold this country together has, at some point, chosen comfort over conscience. These questions are not rhetorical. They are a mirror. Read them slowly, answer them honestly, then ask, what do you intend to do about the answer? 1. To every citizen. When your country burns, do you fight the fire or do you simply complain about the smoke and then go back to sleep? 1. This is to every Nigerian citizen. When your country burns, do you fight the fire or do you just simply go back to sleep and complain about the smoke? 2. To the president and will history remember you as the architect of your nation's rebirth or as one more name on the long list of those who sold our future for a season of power? We have so many of them, the likes of Gowon, Obasanjo, all of them, Babangida. They sold the country's future just for their own season of power, and that's why we are where we are. So to the president and to every political office holder, will history remember you as a architect of your nation's rebirth or as one more name on the long list of those who sold our future for a season of power? 3. To traditional rulers, custodians of culture and community, have your thrones become sanctuary of the people's conscience or gilded cages that trade ancestral authority for political patronage? This question is for traditional rulers and custodians of culture and community. Have you used your throne? Has it become the sanctuary of your people's conscience, or a gilded cages that trade your ancestral authority for political patronage? To the spirit, number 4, to the spiritual and religious leaders of every faith, do your pulpits and minarets still speak truth to power, or have they become instruments that bless injustice and silence the oppressed? 4. To the spiritual and religious leaders of every faith, do your pulpits and minarets still speak truth to power, or have they become instruments that bless injustice and silence the oppressed? So everyone should read this slowly and answer them honestly, and ask what you intend to do about your answer. 5. To the judiciary, is your gavel still the last hope of the common man, or has it become an auction hammer sold to the highest political bidder? To the judiciary, 5. Is your gavel still the last hope of the common man, or has it become an auction hammer sold to the highest political bidder? 6. To the civil society organizations, are you still the conscience of the nation, or have your NGOs become another industry of grant-chasing conferences that produces communiques but never change? To our civil society organization, are you still the conscience of the nation, or have your NGOs become another industry of grants-chasing conferences that produces communiques but never change? 7. To the media, are you the mirror that shows the nation its true face, or have you become the megaphone that amplifies the lies of your paymasters? To our media, anyone who's in the media, and the media is not just Arise, Channel, LTV, NTA. The media is those of you on X, those of you who have a platform, those of you who have a platform on YouTube, those of you who have discussion shows who bring Nigerians up to talk. You are also a media because you could change minds, you could educate people. Are you using your platform for the right purpose? Are you the mirror that shows the nation its true face, or you've become another megaphone that amplifies whoever is able to pay you. To our student union, where is the generation that once shut down a nation for justice? Have you traded placards for silence and your conscience for certificates? To our student union, where are you? Where is that generation that once shut down a nation for justice and have you traded your placards for silence and your conscience for certificates? To our youth organizations and movements, will you be remembered as the generation that reclaimed a broken country or the one that strolled past its collapse? To our youth organizations and movement, what will you be remembered for? A generation that reclaimed a broken country or the one that strolled past its collapse? Stop using the NSAS movement as an excuse that people were shot. Do something. To all ethnic nationality groups and association, do you still see yourself first as citizen of one nation, or has tribe become the weapon your leaders use to keep you fighting each other instead of them? To ethnic nationalities, all the Yoruba Ronos, the Arewas, the Biafran Union, and all other minorities out there, do you still see yourself first as citizens of one nation, or your tribe has become a weapon your leader is used to keep you fighting each other? Everyone must answer these questions to themselves at least. Going to religious bodies and institutions, does your unity across faith strengthen bad government, or has religion become the wall that divides a suffering people who should be marching together? Are you using your religion to divide, or you're using it to march for the freedom of your people? To trade unions and professional associations, do you still fight for the nation as fiercely as you fight for your members' allowance, or as your activism shrunk to the size of your own pocket? The Ajeros of this world, Nigerian Labor Union, you can't tell if there's a politician or is a labor union leader anymore. Do you still fight for the nation as fiercely as you fight for your members' allowance, or as your activism shrunk to the size of your paycheck? This country, it's like everybody's just guilty. To the academia, our thinkers and researchers, is your scholarship building the nation's conscience, or gathering dust in journals no policymaker will ever read? I think the academia is just the worst. Everybody's just bad. Don't put it all on academia. Is your scholarship building the nation's conscience, or is it just gathering dust in journals no policymaker would ever read? To the Nigerians and the citizens in the diaspora, is your homeland only a source of nostalgia and remittance, or will you organize your resources and your voices to demand accountability from thousands of miles away? It is tragic that there's a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora that are enjoying the white man's land, but are not praying to fix their country. They are supporting the insanity, the madness that goes on in Nigeria. They are supporting it vividly because of tribe or religion or whatever reason they might have, and they have escaped that hell, but they wish it on Nigerians. To the Nigerians and citizens in diaspora, is your homeland only a source of nostalgia and remittance, or will you organize your resources and your voices to demand accountability from thousands of miles away? To the liberation movement, pressure groups, and activists, most of you have become cash TVs, whoever pays you the most. Are you still the vanguard of the people's will, or have you co-opted into the very system you once vowed to dismantle? to the liberation movements, pressure groups, and activists, what are you now? Are you still the vanguard of the people's will? Or you have been co-opted into the very system you once vowed to dismantle? Now, to the political parties, are you vehicles of national vision or mere bosses hired every 4 years to ferry the same faces back to power? Special purpose vehicles to just loot and steal everything that country has? Is that what your political objective is? Winners take all. Losers sink. As it is sweet us, it is pain them. we are a very funny country, man. Number 17, to every one of us, without exception, if that country collapses tomorrow, what honest answer will you give when asked, what did you do to stop it? A call to every right-thinking mind. No single group carries the weight of a nation's survival alone. Bad governance strives precisely because citizens, leaders, institutions, and organizations each point at the other while quietly protecting their own corner. The country will not be rescued by outrage on social media. All your rant and shouting and screaming on social media is not going to save the country. The country is not going to be rescued by outrage on social media or by prayers offered in isolation. It will be rescued when citizens cross ethnic and religious line to hold every leader, political, traditional, spiritual, and social accountable in the same breath. When the judiciary, the media, and the civil society refuse to be bought, when students, youth, and professional bodies rediscover that their collective voice is louder than any single office, and when the diaspora turns remittance into real organized pressure for change. History has never rewarded silence. It has only ever rewarded organized, persistent, cross-cutting demand for accountability. The question finally is not what the country has failed to give you. It is what have you refused to do for the country. Answer that first and then act on the answer. Thank you, Abdullahi. This is very touchy, very true, very factual. I don't know how you guys are going to be able to break this down in pidgin, but it's quite good. Should we go straight to the mind map? First of all, if any of our audience requests a microphone for comments, addition, subtraction from that reading, let us know. Ibukun, are you monitoring the X page to see if there's a request for mic or anybody wants to speak to those issues raised? Let us know. I cannot see that clearly here. Let me check on our Instagram. Let me do the mind map and then we can proceed. How are you guys going to handle the breakdown? You and okay. I don't hear from you. How's it going to go on the mind map, guys?
Yeah, just as we have always been doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Abdullahi would go first, or should I go first, Mr. Abdullahi?
You should go first.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Let me. A nation on trial. So the article has implicated virtually all of us. You cannot say that, but I did not contribute to the destruction of that country. One way or another, your action or inaction is contributing.
All right, we are talking about Nigeria on trial. Now, the Ogbonge article we bring to you today with that, waiting that one mean. Now, I be say we don't put Nigeria for touchlight, maybe we touchlight time, waiting they happen for Nigeria, the role where everybody for, contribute for waiting they happen for Nigeria, for Bordeaux, Nigeria. And I would believe, say, by the time we are done with this Yokometer, where we won't put Yokometer for Nigeria matter, all of us will see where the thing affect us and where we are going to make, correction. And the core problem, the real problem, we say we get the national collapse, how the country done Pafuka finish, all right? And, may we ask ourselves, some important question, because the beginning of solving a problem is when you are able to ask the right question for you to sit down, look and say, okay, how are we going to come up with a solution? All right. Happens one silence at a time. That is, as we take the keep quiet for this country, all of us, one person, the other person, one person, 10 persons, 100 persons, 10,000 persons, 100,000 persons, 1 million persons, 10 million of us, 100 million of us, as we they keep quiet, now the thing they become more and more worse. And you have institutions, where we say they choose comfort over conscience. They don't get conscience again. All right. The institution is supposed to expose all of these things. They don't sell their conscience. How unfortunate. All right. And of course, just because of waiting they go chop. They are observing table manners because of waiting they go chop. How the system they take, they reward them for their pocket. They listen to one radio station and the caller called, say, every time the labor union say they won't go for strike. And in get as at the time in the call for that radio station, and say the Patapata of the Nigerian Labor Union Congress, now in law. So every time they won't do strike, they don't shakara the government, say they won't go do strike. By the time the government follow them talk, now that time in Hinlaw, they either open house or be buy a brand new vehicle. I am telling you what I heard with my 2 years in a radio station from a caller telling us how the Nigerian Labor Union leadership, they are cutting deals. All right. They use people suffering, they negotiate from government. And all right, so we don't talk about the core problem and the key question. If you feel, help us move that thing up small, sir, so that we'll go move to the next thing. May we move them up to every citizen, all of us, 9 days involved. All right, we have to fight the fire and not complain. These are the two options we did behind us. Everything they happen for this country be like, say, fire they burn. All right. We have to either roll our sleeves and fight that fire where they burn. All right, collectively, or we continue to complain and we continue to wishful thinking, say one day go better, or maybe they complain, say why this thing be like this? Why this country just spoil like this? Now complain with that. So now the two things we were supposed to be that either we will complain or we will fight to solve the problem. All right. And to the president and the stakeholders, architect of rebirth or seller of I'm not saying this very well, but this is actually referring to the president and office holders, our politicians, our traditional rulers. All right. Sanctuary of conscience or guided by what? Please, if you can move that thing up a little bit so that I can see it well. Make I for explain them well. Okay, they okay like that. Aha. Sanctuaries of conscience or guided cages. All of the places where we say we suppose see truth. Where truth suppose come out from those areas. All right. The executive, the legislators, the traditional rulers, all of them, they follow join. In the organized, slap where the thing they slap us, all of us for face. All right, the religious leaders, all right, they speak, say that they speak the truth. Have you that they bless injustice? All right, all of your pastors and daddy GOs, they give their platform and their podium and their microphones for politicians to make empty promises. Oh, now they see them now. Not be something where we say they make up. Now something where you see for your church. That the GOs, they give them microphone, make a campaign for their program. And after that, they disappear for the next 4 years, only for them to do the exact opposite of what they promised to do when they were talking before the people of God, in quotes. All right, how about the judiciary that is supposed to be the last hope of the common man waiting for street? All right, but it be like say that, judiciary themselves, they follow join. As they see, say politicians, they buy them house, that they buy them complex. Politicians, they open house for them, they buy them motor, then they bribe them, and that is what is called systemic bribery. All right, how about the civil society organizations? All right, people who suppose they, to act as the conscience of the nation. All right, they are grant chasers, chasing after grants from foreign bodies. Say, now we they fight for the human right for Nigeria. So maybe we'll collect grants from organized bodies globally. They use our matter, they collect funding. There's nothing wrong in collecting funding, but is it being used for the right causes? As they collect that money from international bodies, are they really doing this civil society work? Are they being the conscience of the country? All right, or they are just concerned about that money where they won't collect? All right, so how about the media? All right, should them be true mirror or megaphone of lies? We all see how many of your online personalities, your favorite OAPs, on air personality, maybe say you like where, but if they get as they be, maybe say the way they talk about the Nigerian issue, it can't be like say them they tell you say make it just they manage within they go on. They don't feel talk truth because of say politicians they give them envelope for behind the curtain. After the microphone don't drop, after they don't come up for microphone, then they go politician house, go collect brown envelope. And they don't feel vocal. They don't feel talk about your pains. If you are talking about your pains on the radio, they shut you down or they downplay your grievances. They use words like allegedly. When you are trying to talk about your real life issue, they will say, we don't think that can be substantiated. So we cannot believe you. And they do it deliberately because they have to sanitize. They have to, do the mop-up of the mess that the politicians, where they create. We have student unions where we say, do you have generation of people who say that they always fight for justice before? They are supposed to be known as national conscience, but them now them they go cut deals with the politician. All right, now them they even if you still student Nance president, and they go with convoy and many entourage, just because they don't cut deal with the politician. They are no longer known as the days of Mayegun and Showore, where we say politicians, they fear them because whatever they say, they would shut down the country to enforce the will of using their influence as students, using their numbers for the collective good of the nation. We no longer have that now. We are now having student union leaders going to campaign rally of the very entities that is causing us these deep pains. And they are professing, they are even threatening other parties from entering some states using the letterheading of the Nigerian Student Association. How unfortunate that one be. All right, the youth organization. All right, because they talk say any nation where they prosper now from the energy of the youth and the experience of the elderly. Now him they prosper any nation. But our youth, where we channel our energy in a different thing. As they talk like this now, we they get 7 views. If you go to Big Brother Naija, where they happen for DSTV right now, it is millions of views of the same youths. You almost believe that youth no day, people no day online. You are mistaken. They are online. You go to many of these TikTok lives where they have to, and of course, we know if we blame them. It is escapism. They are trying to escape in their minds. They are going through a lot. So they are looking for entertainment. And it's a very big mistake. When you are going through a lot, your best strategy is to look for solutions to the problem, not bury your heads in the sand. It's like motor where they move, where you don't see them for your for your dashboard say the thing don't write overeating, make you pack, make you address that overeating. You know, come pay attention to that warning. You they drive, they go. You can't increase the volume of your music to distract you from the warning where your car they warn you. The car will still break down. You are just trying to divert your attention from what is happening. It doesn't stop what is happening from happening. So this whole idea of escapism, of looking for entertainment, many youths are so much addicted to pornography, to gambling, to other entertainments, just because they want to escape from the realities that the system has thrown at them. And that has weakened. Some are addicted to drugs. Some are addicted to smoking, right? Doing all form of vices, just because they want to escape from this situation. But it shows, and it proved beyond every reasonable doubt, say, the thing which they're supposed to do is say, make they use that energy to resist the system where they cause them this suffering. And of course, you have the ethnic nationality groups, right? You have the religious bodies. You have CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria. You have Islamic Association of Nigeria. What are they saying about what they happen for the country? Or how the politicians, they steal people money we're supposed to use for education and infrastructure. One person they put on for pocket, and your religious leaders are shouting hallelujah and Allahu Akbar for mosques and churches, instead of them to use their podium and their influence to call out this injustice. Yeah, you take it up from there. Please proceed,
Yes.
Mr. Abdullahi.
Okay. So to our trade union and associations, to all those people where they call themselves professional bodies, that's all this labor union, the NLC, all of them, the TUC, all of them, we all hold them to account. Are you doing the right thing? Are you fighting for the nation? Or you are just concerned about the money that enter your pocket? Are you fight? Because most of the time you just come out, tell Nigerians, more come out to electricity subsidy there. Oh, they want hike money, they want add money for the bill where they pay. Oh, the prepared meter where they buy money, 1,000, 2,000 where they buy. They want add money. You will call people at the end of the day. Are you fighting for the nation? Or after when they call you, put you for one AC, you sit down, you eat garden egg with granite, and they give you something, chicken, everything done quiet. Are you truly fighting for the nation, or you are fighting for your own pocket? Then to the academia, that's all these our teachers, them, our lecturers, them, all these professors will get. This is your question. Are you building conscience, or you are what you are writing is dear dump, gathering dust? They gather dust on top all those books, papers where you don't write. Are you sharing it out? Are you talking? Are you telling Nigerians what is really happening? The removal of subsidy, is it true that is going to help you? But now we all see it. Is the electricity subsidy they are saying they will remove, will it affect Nigerians? How will it affect? When you finish all your research, what are you doing with it? Are you keeping it, or you are informing Nigerians? Are you informing even your immediate family, your immediate community, the student you are teaching? What are you telling them? Are you informing them about the reality of what they should do or what is happening? Or you just did there after you don't write your paper, you don't collect your promotion, you don't collect your N allowance, just throw them into the store. Chicken, you don't forget. Are you doing it for that? The next to our brothers, then where they diaspora, all of you where they UK, US, Canada, Turkey, Saudi, people where they Qatar, Oman, where they Switzerland, all of una we don't escape, leave the country. What you una they do? Do you just use the country as nostalgia, or you just dey there? You just they send money. I they send money to my brother now. I they pay his school fees. I they provide for them. What are you doing? Are you actually providing? Are you actually making sure that okay, that money, that enjoy where they enjoy, why don't you make it the same thing? Why don't you replicate it in Nigeria? Why don't you see it in your own country? That homeland where you don't jump, come out. How can't you make it? You see it the way you dey America, you dey see if somebody do something, people fit comot talk. If president do something, or if you dey UK, see how their prime minister, if you do small thing, everybody go talk, they go comot am for office. How you dey take, you dey maybe you dey Philippines, you enter train, you see the same minister, the same governor, you dey enter train together, but in your country you fit do am. Why don't you make your country like that? Or you go just send money to feed you are feeding who? You are making your brother so that them too make them feed grow as fools. More know how to dey do things. Instead of that, make the country function. Demand for accountability. Make sure the country works. Fund reasonable organizations that will ask questions. The question that if you cannot ask, make the people that will fit ask the question, make them fit ask the question. Make them loud down for them. Make sure, like the way Movement Radio dey now, you to set your own. Loud down, make people they organize people, make people they ask questions. As you dey diaspora, you dey comfortable environment. The people make the country comfortable for others, not by sending them money. So, to our liberation movement groups and to all those our groups where they say, activists, to me, I be activists, I they do things for humanity. For all those groups where they gather, say, we are moving towards a better country with beautiful names, but the action not only them know how they go take explain their action, because are you actually doing it? Are you a vanguard of will of the people or co-opted? Are you actually fighting for the people? Or you too, you are all those things that we used to call in Hausa chi de cheto, those ones that will just design beautiful names with beautiful foundations. They'll tell you this is an NGO fighting for the girl child, fighting for small children, fighting for the people in the village, fighting for disability. Are you actually fighting for the people or accountability organization? We're asking for accountability from our leaders. You they ask the questions, or you too, you just want find seat in the table. You just a struggle for may you to get space, or may they just open one pipe for you, may you to they receive. Are you that kind of group, or are you that kind of activist? To our political parties, all those political parties where we get the PDP, all the political parties where we get, are you actually? Because if you can remember back then, when we go through history, they hear how political parties are set. They have the socialist political parties, we have the liberalist, we have all those. Each political party get ideology and they get programs, they get policy. You know, if you vote this political party, these are the kind of things they will do for you. Like if you look at the West in Nigeria, you look at the West, you know, this party, this is their ideology. Free education, now their own. This one, their own are this. If you look at the North, we have some, even now the ones where they don't steal the red cap, they use them. The real owner of the red cap in the Mumbai house in Kano, they know their ideology. But now, are the same political parties, are they still having ideology? Are they having vision for the country? They have where they want to carry the country go, or them too, they serve as on motto. If you no see option here, if this boss, you no get chance for this boss, come our boss dey, we fit carry you to where you want go. Are you that kind of political party where become like boss, where they carry passengers? Anybody, the person where get money, if you no see this one, you fit carry and take out, even if you no deserve to be there. So ask yourself, are you helping the country or you are destroying the country? Say to then the last question to every one of us, all of us, this question is for us. If today this country got destroyed, or the country collapsed, or the country fall, if you ask this question, what will you say? What did you do to stop it? What action do you put in stopping this country from collapsing? Just like your house, if your house fall now, if you ask, okay, this house don't fall. Before the house fall, what did you do to stop the house from falling? Did you fix the problem? Did you speak out? Did you find solution? Did you identify the problems? What did you do? What effort? Which work did you, what did you do? You either park and you cleared, what did you do before the house collapsed? Nigeria is our own house. What did you do for the house before the house collapsed? Then the last part, a call to all of us. The first one is no single group carries the weight. No, you cannot say, okay, these are the people to blame. These are the people to blame. No. All of us will get our own to do. Bad governance thrive on blame. If we say they blame this one not doing own that, this person cause am, this person cause am. No, if would they do that one, complain, blame this one. If they say this person supposed to do am, then the thing wey suppose happen, go happen. We go just dey blame that blame game. We go just dey there dey play am, and things no go change. Then the next one is rescue requires. Rescue. Instead of blaming, let's rescue. The first thing, all of us, the citizen, we should cut across line. Forget about your religion for now. Forget about your ethnic group. You believe, this is your faith. This is your faith. This is your tribe. You are proud of your ethnicity. You are proud of your religion. Yes, we all have. Yes, but in a cost to a better nation, we should all forget about all those things. We should holding all leaders to account. Everybody, every leader, whether you're president for your tribal group, whether you're president for student union, whether you're leader for your anywhere, every leader, anywhere, either traditional, spiritual, leader in associations, or president, or council, or chairman, governor, everybody hold them to account. If today your pastor, your imam stand, tell you these are the things you should do, after 1 year, 2 years, catch them. If they will drive cars where they not supposed to drive, ask them. All those things you need to ask them. Then on board judiciary, media, and civil society, all those ones, they should what? The judiciary should not sell justice. If you are a judge or you are a lawyer, make sure you what? Justice should not be what? Should not have price. It should not be sell. You should not sell it. No be money go give person justice. Make sure saying that the waiting happen now, you use your conscience, your humanity to judge that thing. The media should tell us the truth. Forget about the people where they pay for advert. People where they pay your salary, no. All those things you need to what? Do it. Tell the people the truth. Be that mirror where people they see the reality. This is what is befalling us. Where the country is collapsing. The country they fall. Nobody say no, they lie to them. No, they whitewash or sugarcoat things. Tell them the truth. Tell them exactly as it is. Then the civil society organization, no sell your conscience. You say you are fighting for good governance. You say you are fighting for justice, human rights movement, child education, and development associations. Make sure you do no collect money to stop your own objectives. No sell your objectives for chicken change or your allowance or your how much money someone wey suppose do that work. You ask the right questions. Then rediscover collective voice. Let us forget all those divergent voices. This one saying this, that one saying that. Let's have a common voice. One voice that all of us will use. We will organize ourselves, ask that same question. If you look at how that time where answers happen, how the June 12th happen, those liberation movement that result to the 1999 return to democracy, all those things we should what? They use one voice. So let's use one voice. Forget about all me calling for this. We should not be fighting for seat in the table or a channel for us to also drink from the holy water. No, we should be asking for accountability for a functional system, a system where go work for all of us. We must not all be in the table, but we can make things better for all of us. Then our diaspora community, all of our brothers, our sisters, where they are abroad, put your money, mount pressure. Even if those people fly, go disturb their children, disturb their families, disturb them abroad. If they go there, disturb them. Let them come back, make things work in the country. Instead of them going there, spending their children studying. All of them, if possible, pursue their children, make them come back Nigeria, make them come study with us here. The money where you get, instead of you say, ma send that to my brother, make them buy food, no. Spend that money in making the country to be better. Then the last part, which is more of a conclusion and an advice to all of us. Hey, they advise us. History reward organized, persistent demand. History, they remember my own work alone. They remember your own work. They remember our own collective work. Where we organize ourselves, we come together, do them, and we do them. Despite all odds, we do them. Despite all the wahala, all the katakata, we still pursue the thing. We reach to the end, and we ask questions. Where supposed to be the right questions. We ask the right questions. We demand for accountability. We demand for good governance. We demand for justice. We demand for electricity. We demand for security. Then the last part, focus on what you do for the country. We should not be saying, Nigeria, you don't do anything for me. Why should I suffer myself? No. I don't enjoy yes, you don't enjoy anything. You want still your children and your brother's children, your nephews, your niece. May they make them not come get anything again. Think of what you did not do. That silence where you keep, that money where you supposed empower some people, may they ask the right question. That money where you supposed put towards making people ask the right question, fighting those that are making the country worse. Think of those things that you did not do instead of things where you no get. Yes, you no get them. That one you no get them. Yes, but make other people get what they supposed get. So thank you. That's what I think. We can move ahead to other things. Or any of our listener is listening from any of the platform is wanted to contribute.
So we all see, thank you, Abdullahi. We all see that it's not just for us to point fingers at the ruiners. We also have a role we are playing in the destruction of that country. It is not just enough to say the likes of Tinubu's, the APC, or the governors and the chairman are destroying the country. There are some action that is required of us too that are not being done that kind of aid this madness to continue. So let us reflect on these questions as Nigerians and say, what did we not do today that we will do tomorrow to make our country better? We're not here trying to preach. We just want a better country. We believe Nigeria cannot continue like this. We believe that there are three major problems we have. One is collective silence. Two is enemies within. Those are those of us supporting the system, not even knowing we are supporting the system or aiding it. And the number three, the biggest one, the ruiners themselves, the people damaging the country. So when we are helping the people damaging, if we are passing petrol to them as they are burning down the country, we too are complicit. So let's reflect on this question that touch each one of us. When you point a finger at someone, four other fingers of your hand are pointing back at you. This is a reflection stage. I'm going to ask my colleagues in the studio if there's a discussional questions that you might want to bring out from these to engage Nigerians to answer. And then I'm going to call upon those of you who are listening to please contribute, have your say, agree, disagree. Let's share your opinion with us. Request the microphone on X for those on X. Please request the mic, share your views, add and subtract before Ibukun and Abdullahi come up with a frame question for discussion. Also, I want to thank those on Instagram. I see Professor Wayne Olusegun on there. I see Josh Buka, Noofe, Akibi, and Duboisin. I might have damaged their names there, but I do know one person, Professor Wayne Olusegun, my former classmate. Thanks for joining us. And those of us, I thank you on X, on the discussion page, Omologo, Tena Edem, Nafisa, Yemi Ajayi, Tunde Suleiman, Ekaite, Tema Okoni, Feanyage, Osas Balogun, Doshima, and Ajarabalo. So let me be quiet for a while and let my colleagues come up with what is the frame question on discussion for this before we move on to another topic and show some more videos. Microphone back to you guys, Ibukun and Abdullahi.
So yeah, let me bite. I think one of the most important questions that we need to ask ourselves deeply is that what are the action points in this conversation that we have to take? All right, we would have to, as a collective, figure out the action points. All right, you know, when we are the mirror is pointing at every one of us, and there are action points for us to take moving forward. And that is the whole idea of conversations like this. All right. You know, when we talk about stuff like this, it's for us to look at what must we do. You know, in what aspect has this pointed at us or pointed at you? All right. For you to take action. All right. Are you in Nigeria? Do you belong? Are you a professional? All right. And in your own professional field, in what way are you contributing to the, rot in the system? All right. Are you using your own platform or your own influence to further deepen the rot, or you are doing your own bit? Okay. And of course, if you are doing your own bit, share with us in what areas are you doing your own bit. All right. I can give an example of the movement radio. It's not really based in Nigeria, but the fact that is, the media outfit is able to bring about regular educational programs for the Nigerian people. That is an action to re-engineer the minds of the people towards their liberation. That is an action word. That is an action, thing that I think you can point to solve the problem. So in your own influence, in your own sphere of influence, what are you doing? What action are you taking? As far as I'm concerned, I am a member of a political and non-partisan organization. If we are going to confront the system without being partisan, I belong in an organization that indeed would have that standoff with the system to question them without any form of bias. And if you are even talking about a partisan organization, a political party, I am also a member. So, as far as to as many as those that are listening to us at this point, what are you doing? What is the action you are taking? How has this article point at you? And what do you resolve to do moving forward? How do you resolve to be a part of the solution moving forward? My ancestors in the Yoruba land would say, that is, if you strike a mud, you know, when there's rainfall and there's mud on the road, and you use a big rod to strike that mud, it will splash. So, and by the time it splash, it will meet different people. It would go different direction. So that is just the same way with this article. All right. Look at yourself. Where has this article touched you? And in terms of, you know, indicted you in your complicity to this old mess? Or if you are not complicit, what are the areas in which you can vindicate yourself? The movement radio can vindicate itself because it's doing the needful to provide education, a qualitative education at that, for that matter. And it's costly. It's not cheap. If you are to go, if the movement don't have to do a breakdown of the cost of production for every episode, every month, every year, is a whole lot of money. It's an investment in the people's education. So in your own little corner, what are you also doing in order to mitigate or to stop the fire, to quench the fire? What are you doing? Or in what area can you see that you are guilty and you are poised to take a U-turn towards the right direction? These are my own questions that I would like to ask our dear audience for today. Mr. Salisu, any further interventions or questions?
Yes, I think the questions are good. It's just like we're asking the same thing. Just in simple terms, what have you done so far towards the liberation of this country? Or what have you done contribution to where we are today? So if you have done something positive, please feel free to take the mic or drop a comment what you have done so far towards what the contribution of liberating Nigeria, so that maybe we will have a common cause, we'll have a what somewhere we will all connive, we will all contribute, we will all come together, because that's the aim. We are looking towards that. We want Movement Radio to like have that platform, to create that platform where all of us will come and will meet together and fight a common fight. So what have you been doing so far, if you have been doing, towards the liberation of Nigeria? If you have not done anything before, what are you willing to do to make Nigeria a better country for all of us? And if you have contributed to this mess, are you willing to stop and take a new course? So these are the questions, please.
Yes, while we're waiting for people to join us in this conversation, I just want to highlight a few points on, at least for people in the diaspora. There's a lot of people in the diaspora that are contributing to the problem. And I don't know why they are doing what they are doing. They might have their reason. They know things are not good at home. They know a lot of people are calling on them for more help, to help them. But for one reason or the other, they've turned their ears blind to the truth of what's happening at home. and they are supporting or defending the actions of governance at home. They are the ones who will go dig up research to help the finance minister who is babbling rubbish regarding the subsidy they remove. They are the ones supporting all these actions contribute negatively to the country. There are those abroad who are running platform here and there. A lot of the platform you see are not coming from Nigeria. There are some from Nigeria, but most of them are coming from abroad. And those platforms are dedicated to two things. One, bigotry. Two, lies and deception. And then there are some platforms, they are there, they say they are balanced, but in the true sense, they are not balanced. What they do is they give room for the defenders of the insanity to pour out their poison, give them room, all in the name of free speech. And then say, allow a few people who want to counteract them. So this creates distraction. For example, I'll give you a good example. The visit of the bishop, of this Catholic bishop, for example, should not even be an issue for discussion on platform, but it became, for the last 3 days, the main issue of discussion, whereby all these miscreant people, most of them living abroad, though, will now come and say, oh, well, the bishops, the bishop did this, they are partisan, they are criticizing the president, they're not, they give them platform. Nigeria is not a person's personal company. It's not a personal business. You understand? While they are busy attacking the bishop, it's a distraction from the real critical issues raised by the bishop. We should be talking about the issues raised by the bishops, because that is what affects our daily bread. That is what affects our day and night, our food, our children, our school. That's what we should be doing, what these bishops raise. But you're busy defending the bishops in front of these non-entities. I call them non-entities. It's a distraction. While you're busy defending the bishop, you have ignored the failures of this incompetent president. You have ignored it totally because you're busy arguing with them. And these people provide their platform for that. The endemic corruption that is going on, as outlaid by this so-called finance minister saying rubbish on the subsidy they remove, you are not able to argue about it. Your compromised electoral system, you're not able to argue about it. Your putrefied judiciary, you're not able to argue about it. Your ruined economy, all the important things that actually affect you and your children, you are not able to argue about it because you're on these so-called fair and balanced platforms that give rooms for non-entities or non-entity opinion that should not be mainstream. And you, the good guy, you're trying to defend or counter those non-entity opinions, and then you miss the important points. The issues raised: an incompetent presidency, an endemic corruption, a compromised electoral system, a putrefied judiciary, and a ruined economy. And you're going to spend the whole week until another news flash week comes in. Maybe another set of children kidnapped or another tragedy, because it's tragedy after tragedy. Nigerians don't bring anything good. It's an ill wind that blows no good. It's one tragedy after the next. How are you contributing? We're not going to mention names on this episode of medium that do that, but we're going to give them a warning that we're coming after them. Mediums on X, mediums on YouTube that pretends to be fair and balanced, but give room for terrorist sympathizers on their medium. Give them 2-3 hours to speak. Terrorist sympathizers. All in the name of academics. They give room to liars. A disrespectful government that has no respect for its people, that lies openly to its government. You give them microphone to continue to lie on your platform, and you want to take their lies as fact because it's coming from a government official. How many times has Ononuga lied? How many times has Reno Omokri lied? How many times has Buawa lied? Why are you giving credibility to names like that? But you will call them to your medium, all in the names of you want to give free and balanced opinion. Everyone is entitled to an opinion, just like they have an asshole. But it's your duty to point out that what is coming out of that asshole is shitty as hell. And we intend to do that. So there's a lot of ways Nigerians are enemies within, or Tareni. They are their own enemies. Some are doing it on purpose, some are doing it because they are paid. Some are doing it because they have no brain. They just don't care about their children and their grandchildren or their great-grandchildren. Some are doing it just because of their belly. And guess what? Where does the belly lead to? To the ass, to the asshole. Belly leads to your brain leads to your heart. They have no heart. So there's a lot of people out there, a lot, not just small, who are enemies within. It is high time we start recognizing them, identifying them, castigating them, labeling them, taking the microphone off their hands. Look, Nigeria will start to get better. The days likes of Buwala, Reno or Mokri are afraid to hold the microphone, or there are little minions that are on X. They have minions on X. The day they are afraid to hold the microphone and speak publicly with their pseudonames. And that is not going to happen if you don't challenge them, if you don't confront them, if you don't call them on their BS. They're going, because they can't dazzle you with brilliance, they're going to baffle you with bullshit, and you allow it. Now we have a medium that can respond, and that's the Movement Radio. We will respond to them. Might not be today, but in our coming episode, we will highlight those medium. We will highlight the personality there. We will shame them. That we will tell the world that their moral compass is broken. And they are a failure to their children, a failure to the black man, a failure to their ancestors because of what they tolerate and allow. It is because we have given insanity a mainstream. We have let insanity go mainstream. That's why Nigeria is a mess. The madman has become so bold, he holds a microphone. He holds a microphone. And then you that is saying, you start examining yourself. Look at the X medium alone. Look at the numbers on those discussing rubbish. The numbers that are there. Unbelievable. Rubbish. Some are echo chambers of bigotry. Echo chambers of hate. All in the name they are playing politics. Politics requires morality. Some things that are not supposed to be in the public realm should not be in the public realm. But we have a reverse form of politics. We bring a thief to come and talk and justify the reason why stealing is good. We bring a child murderer, give him a microphone to come and justify why killing of a child and a pregnant woman is good in the name of God or in the name of politics. What has happened to us, people? What has happened to us? We are supposed to be the good people because we let the bully. We give the bully a pass. This needs to change. The country is not going to get better until you start calling the likes of Abati to order, until you start calling the likes of Reno to order, until you start calling, I'm calling big names. Leave those big names. I don't even know some small names you meet every day on your charts. Start calling them to order. Start putting shame on their label. Call them by their father's name. The one who leads us out doesn't even have a name. We don't know his real identity, his real age, his real school. We have men and women who stand behind this kind of a man. That tells us a lot about your morals. Men whose moral compass is broken. They are leading the nation. They are leading discussion. They are leading a medium. They are leading a podcast. What has happened to us, people? What is wrong with us? We want to tackle the enemies within. We'll leave the big enemies to the big guns, but we will tackle those little enemies within. Anybody wants a take on this, or before we move on to our next topic, because we spent too much time on this already? Ibukun Abdullah, any comment?
Yeah, I think we've done justice to it. Without further adumbration, we should just move on to the. I believe, and of course, the beautiful part of this is that it is recorded. Every bit of commentary is recorded, and we would extract it for short videos towards the course of the week. So let's proceed.
Okay. So we want to talk about the history. A filmmaker named Jack Ollenda traveled across Nigeria in 1987 to document the cultural history, because we're not just about talking politics and all that. We want to talk about our great cultural heritage also. And so we're going to do that as our next video for you to enjoy that. And then we're going to move on to the next one. Okay. Let's play that. Hold on, let me share that.
From the audience and gives them to the singer, who will use their songs of praise. Describe the feeling. This means I am feeling the pride of my generations, my accomplishments, my power and my reputation in society at large. When singers or drummers do this for you, even a poor man must respond with something, at least a 50 kobo note.
My own brand of juju music is called Miliki System, because nobody can listen to Miliki System juju music and resist the temptation of dancing.
The most famous juju music.
Mr. Salisu, are you there? Seems as though Mr. Alaba is having network issue, or is it just me?
It's breaking, seriously breaking.
Yeah, I think it's from his side. He's having a network challenge. Yeah, I think he's back. Yeah,
For there.
yeah, we
We're gonna
lost
move
you.
on to the next one.
Okay, please proceed.
Okay. So the next thing we want to talk about is Dalo's response to the defenders of Tinubu's economy, and the question they failed to answer. So we're going to read that and then break it down a little bit. It's not so long, it's just a very short one. I'm going to share that with you all. I'm going to share the picture with you all. Hold on. Facebook, share screen. Okay. So he's saying that there have been defenders of this government saying a few things, and the things they're saying are not really adding up. It's just raising more questions. And rightly so, it's important that we highlight this fact so that people would know that when they give you an explanation that doesn't make sense, it's your duty to challenge it and question it, and does not just take it for the face value for which they are giving it to you. You know, it doesn't make sense at all, and it's a duty of all Nigerians to challenge it and say, look, what you're telling us do not add up. Your numbers do not add up. We do not agree with what you're saying, because what you're saying makes no sense. Okay, so let us do that right away and do that in our discussion section and start a new conversation. Okay. Download this. Hold on, I'm adding it now. Then we're gonna start the reading. I got a PDF open. Okay. Okay. Am I reading or someone else reading? Is the book reading or me? The book you want to read it? Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it. Let me try to read it. Okay. The reading goes. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There is no question. The defenders of Tinobenomics. There is one question the defenders of the Tinobenomics have consistently failed to answer. We are repeatedly told that painful reforms require patience. We are told that fuel subsidy removal and the floating of the naira were necessary sacrifices to save the economy. Fair enough. Every serious nation has, at one point or another, asked its citizens to make difficult sacrifices in pursuit of long-term stability. But every successful reform in history has been built on one principle: shared sacrifice. So I ask a simple question. What exactly has the political class sacrificed? The Nigerian people have a long list. They now buy fuel at several times what they used to pay. Food prices have soared. Transport costs have skyrocketed. Electricity tariff has increased for many consumers. Businesses are struggling with higher operational costs, while the value of salaries and pensions has been eroded by inflation. Every Nigerian family can point to something they have lost. Can the political class do the same? If these reforms are truly about national survival, where is the evidence that those who designed them have also tightened their belts? Which constitutional privileges have they surrendered? Which unnecessary luxuries have they abolished? Which bloated political offices have they eliminated? Which convoy have they reduced? Which allowances have they voluntarily forfeited? Which fleets of luxury vehicles have they cancelled? Which extravagant foreign trips have they stopped? Which symbols of excess have they abandoned to tell Nigerians we are in this together? Instead, what many citizens continue to see is an expanding political bureaucracy, expensive government lifestyles, lavish official ceremonies, and billions appropriated for the comfort of public office holders, while ordinary Nigerians are repeatedly told to endure more pain because prosperity is just around the corner. That is not merely an economic contradiction, it is a moral one. Governments do not earn public trust simply by publishing impressive microeconomic statistics. They earn it when citizens can visibly see that their leaders are carrying the heavier burden. Leadership is not asking people to suffer. Leadership is suffering first. If subsidy removal was inevitable, then the first subsidy that should have disappeared was the subsidy on political extravagance. If austerity was necessary, then austerity should have started at the top. The tragedy of this administration is not only that Nigerians have been asked to sacrifice, it is that many believe the sacrifices have been demanded almost exclusively from the governed. While the governing class has largely insulated itself from the consequences of the very policies it champions, no reform can command lasting legitimacy when the pain is socialized, but the comfort remains exclusive. Nigerians are not merely asking whether these reforms were necessary. They are asking deeper questions. Who has really paid the price? This is by Solomon Dalong, Esquire.
Very much, Ibukun, for that. Abdullah, me and you should do the pidgin version, right? I'm pretty bad with the pidgin version, though. I'll try.
Okay, I think I'll go first.
Okay, let me set it up. Let me set it up. Okay, the unanswered question. Go ahead.
Yes, Nubunomics, the unanswered question. So this one are the name of the article, and it's written by the barrister Solomon Dalong. That's the former, forget the messenger, because that's what we do. We're the voice of reason. So that's about his political affiliation, forget all his political associate and the rest. Here we are concerned about the message. So the core argument, that's argument we raise on top this article be say now for those people where they defend the current administration. So the first one is defenders fail to answer a key questions. So all the people where they say they support this government, they defend this government, they say we stand by your mandate, on your mandate we stand. So they refuse to answer key questions. And they used to tell people, say, reform requires patience and sacrifice. So we need to have patience, a lot of patience and sacrifice. So the next one, they call, say, patience, necessary sacrifice. They claim, say, all the necessary sacrifice, all the things where we supposed to put our body, say, more sacrifice this thing, no, is for our, say, fuel subsidy removal. The subsidy where they don't remove, where everybody collect for body, we still they collect, they tell us. Then fluctuating of the naira, that's floating the naira. That's more remove all those things where they say official exchange rate, more remove them. May no day, more just allow the naira as they talk for the big man English, say, may the naira determine of its value as in the economics. So more just allow the thing. So more no put anything, say this is the price for the naira to dollar. No, more allow them. Then the aim is what? So at the end of the day, they talk, say, the thing we want to achieve, last, na long-term economic stability. So make the economy they better. Now all waiting with the sacrifice, all the sacrifice and the patience where would they put. So the next one is principles of shared sacrifice. So as now they talk, say, now let's have principles. So let's have rules. Let's have conditions of sharing this sacrifice. Might not become saying only one side they share this sacrifice, they put this effort to. Successful reform historically built on this. So all the previous, all his reform where they talk, they say change where don't happen for other countries, how things change from bad to good. They follow one pattern. So as citizens now, where we don't sacrifice, the question is, the big question is this: say, what has the political class sacrificed? As we the people who don't sacrifice, say, make them come out subsidy. As we don't steal and say, make them fluctuate the naira, more buy things the way we go buy and we go. Then what do they sacrifice? What they sacrifice for us over the country, make the country better. Oh, now us we just the sacrifice. The next one is sacrifice of the Nigerian people. What thing we sacrifice? We sacrifice the increased fuel price, food price. You don't go somewhere else. What you they buy before? Gary don't become something else. Soaring food price. So food price don't go far. High, very high. Would they collect? Everybody they collect. Then skyrocketing transport cost. Transport, where you dey go, work where you dey go, your little house where you dey go hustle, price don't change. Where you dey go 500 now, it don't become 1500, 2000. So price of transport don't go far. Then the electricity, the NEPA bill where you dey pay, the prepared meter unit where you dey buy, no be here. It don't go up. All of us we know. Then eroded salary and pension. Your salary no dey feed you again. Your pension, it don't become nearly nothing to talk about. Not be something where you feel depend on. where people don't suffer, our elderly people, they don't they collect pension, but the pension don't they do anything. Instead of you say, may they rest, they enjoy, they advise, they guide others. So now they still they suffer, still they find how you go find how to survive. Business operating cost increase. Your business, the small business where they do, it is very high. It don't become very high for you to maintain your business. Electricity where they pay 1,000, 5,000 before. Now if you dey pay 5,000, now you dey pay 50,000. If you dey pay 1,000, you dey pay 10,000. Now so the thing don't become for this country. So the political class lack of sacrifice. So those are big organs where they big offices. Them they don't sacrifice anything. No. The first one is no evidence of tighten belt. We don't see say they change anything. No. Those cars where they still they buy you, they don't change anything. No surrender of constitutional privileges. All those things where constitution say made in the law say made in they take their allowances, their bonuses, traveling allowance, sitting allowance, they are feeding for budget. Now increase it, they increase, not be reduce it, they reduce. Their privileges of them and their family having access to so many things, they no reduce them. We see they see them, they enjoy. No abolishing of unnecessary luxury. All those expensive things where they use, they don't stop the user. They still the user. So and they are telling us more sacrifice. Stop. No eliminated bottle political offices. That's bottle. That's all those things where they cut money, where they cut things, where things were supposed to do sharp. You know they do them. That's bloated political offices. They know all those offices where they unnecessary for government offices. Where they chop our money, they just they chop our money unnecessary like that. They no scrape them, they no comot them. Like you now, when things hot, they go say, oh, that tea wey they take in the morning, be like say we go back akamu, or the food we cook in the night, if you remain in the morning, then you go chop. That's if you see say you remain.
Mr.
Sometimes you
Alaba,
just
please kindly pick
all
up
those
your request on X. Yeah, proceed, Mr. Salisu.
Okay.
Mr. Alaba, please check the X platform and accept the request. OIE says he's requesting for the microphone. Yeah, please proceed, Mr. Abdullahi.
No request, no reduce convoy. They no reduce cars where they use. All those cars where they still they use them. All those plenty cars. No forfeited allowances. Their allowances, they still they collect everything. No cancel luxury vehicles fleet. Those big expensive cars where they use. They no say okay, more reduce the cars. Instead of 50 million car they use, more go back to 6 million, 5 million. No, they still they buy more and more. All those big cars. Now them they still they use. Can we move a little bit up? Let's go up. No stop extravagant foreign trips. They are going abroad, no reduce. They still they go. They fly, go here, go there, go here, go there. They still they go. And instead of say, the president no go that place, or may they use the Nigerian embassy where they there. May they use them as even if na bilateral meeting or so. No, like they go. And they carry full entourage, plenty people, they go. No abandon symbols of excesses. All the things where they show say na extravagant, na huge, na big spending. They no stop them. They still they do them. They still they continue they do them. Nothing like say you don't reduce. Then political evidence of political extravagance. Things where they show say to the political class, our guys they still they spend unnecessarily, and they still they waste our money, expanding political bureaucracy. That's there are things they still they expand them instead of say make them reduce them. They expand ministries, even fake ministries come show head for our this thing to show say na extravagant too much. Then expensive government lifestyle. Government lifestyle become expensive because even the villa they plan solar worth billions of naira. So expensive lifestyle, anything we supposed to make and work, we know they make and work. You see the importance where they make things very expensive for us. Lavish official ceremonies. Anybody where the political class where they want to do something, they celebrate this thing, celebrate that, do this, do that, all those things where they supposed cut, they supposed to reduce them. Maybe instead of wasting our money or wasting our resources, they say more make sacrifice, more all of us join and do the sacrifice. Make all those their money where they lavish. Because when we talk lavish, that means say they squander money. Then billions of public office holders comfort, or a billion spending for expenses of people where they occupy office, they buy cars for ministers, political appointees. Then the moral contradictions. So that's things where the confusion between you dey tell say more sacrifice, and then the things where they show say e be like say no be wetin you mean, no, because you dey say different thing, we dey see different thing. Then economic and moral contradiction. There is you dey tell us something, you tell us say we no dey see money, but in real terms, all the government ministries and agencies wey be revenue generation, they dey get more money. So what is really happening? Then trust earned by visible shared burden. If you want make people trust you, mostly say you too, we dey see am with our eyes say you don reduce your things. Leadership is suffering first. Let's see the leaders, because they say leaders should lead by example. But this one, citizen suffer, leaders enjoy. Now, wetin dey happen for this country now? So the next one is propose alternative reforms. The first one is first subsidy. Sorry, okay, proposed alternative reforms. The first one is first subsidy to disappear, and then after the subsidy disappear, then we will later see what political extravagance. Instead of mostly say may Nigerians they enjoy, just as the question that was asked to the finance minister, say it all. You don't come out subsidy, where the money go, income blab, income just they tell us things where we no fit comprehend for our head. In just the carb, the yarn anyhow, things where we no understand where in they go. Then austerity should start at the top. Sacrifice, that squeeze, that things where we supposed change. All those austerity measures, all these things where we supposed cut, lifestyle where we supposed change, is supposed start from the big office where the big money dey. Then the tragedy of the administration. The tragedy, that's this the thing where they pain, where they make this administration become talk. Nigerians they sacrifice, but the other things they happen. That's the sad thing of this administration. You see, the thing where the angry thing, that thing where they sad give people running stomach, they turn people because that thing they happen. Nigeria has to sacrifice. Nigerians are asked to sacrifice. You tell us say we more sacrifice. Governing class insulted from consequences. That's governing class insulted from consequences. So the governing class, instead of they misuse the sacrifice when Nigerians do. Then pain socialize, comfort remain exclusive. Pain now become normal. Hunger, they catch people now. Hunger, they deal with people now. But comfort now, in living a comfortable life, in having what to eat, living within a comfortable space, is for few people. Just few, those ones that are selected. These ones where they don't select, now them they enjoy that one. Then the deeper question, the big question where they go deep, they enter our mind, they flow well. Then is this: who has really paid the price? Who has really paid the price of this sacrifice? This sacrifice, what would they do? And they enjoy what people they enjoy. Who actually paid the price?
Yeah, so thank you, Abdullah. At least in this article, we have a specific question for the people who is paying this sacrifice that the government is talking about? Is it them or is it the people? First of all, let's give OIA a chance to speak. He's been raising up his hand for quite a while. Just give him the microphone. Please go ahead, AIO. So sorry, I was signal where I am right now. I'm not at home. Network is terrible. Once I step away from where I am.
Are losing. They could not find or they could not trace 210 trillion naira because this is Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu kind of Nigeria, and we must take our country away from this guy. This guy has no clue. Showore has told him he should go back to primary school. Showore has told him he should go back to secondary school. He should go back to primary school to learn basics. It is not enough to be able to speak English like Togri. No, go back to school, learn the basics, learn humanity, learn empathy, learn how to run a country and not just to run a company. Tinubu is an absolute failure that no one in this country should be proud of. We are seeing how even the poorest of countries I've been to few countries in the world with the little penny I have, and I have seen that there are countries that are saying they are poor, but they are still working. How come Nigeria, that is supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world, and the people are suffering in that country? There is no way we can justify this kind of thing going on in our country. Tinubu must be called for who he is. No one should be proud of this kind of a being in our country. I'm going to hand it there, and thanks to you once again, the Movement Radio, for all you do. This one are my one couple cents. Anytime I have the opportunity to hear my voice, I will be here to hear my voice no matter what. I wish I could stay for too long. I'm so happy you held this space today. I've been looking for space here, and they're like, looking for space. There's no space, no space. Finally, I saw your space, and thank you again. You have multiple platforms. You are hearing this space. I've been to other platforms, but I just landed here finally. Thank you, the Movement Radio. More grease to your elbow, more power to the revolutionary struggle that you drive through your media. Thank you once again, comrades. See you when we see. I will try to still be on the listener section, but I can't speak for too long because I've got a lot doing. All right. Thank you, comrade. Thank you, Liberation Chat. Thank you, Comrade Alaba Ferrari. And thank you to all comrades that have come to this platform in solidarity to support the Movement Radio. I appreciate you all. See you. Keep the fire burning.
And happy birthday to you, dear comrade OI.
Hey, happy birthday to you, AIO. Thank you for your comments. The mic section is open for anybody who wants to make comment on this Tribonomics article, or the first article we had about Nigeria on trial, the role of every individual. Please feel free to make comments, write your agreement, your disagreement, even if you disagree with us. We want to know what you're thinking. Thank you very much. I'm going to pass the mic back now to Abdullahi and Ibukun to let us know if we can still go further, we can still do another article or not, and then we discuss this one, and then we'll see. Abdullah Ibukun, what's the plan? Are we doing one more, or we're rounding up? Anybody asking for Mike? Are you checking? Oh, I'm the one to check.
Yeah, I can see. I can't see that from here. I can't see that from
Oh my
here.
God, I'm the one to check, and I've not been doing my job right. Sorry, people. Let me see. Not that I see, but let me use that opportunity to thank all the people that are with us. We thank you all for joining us. OIO, Freno, Idris Os, Downwise, Tena Edewu, Nafiso Bello, Yemi Ajayi, Tunde Suleo, Ekaite, NW, Tema Okon, Ifeanyi Aji, Osas Balog, Doshima, Ajara Bello, Abeyo. Thank you all, for those of you on X, for those of you on, what's this one called? Instagram. I have Professor Wayne Olusegun Akib. I have Leston Cleaner. I have Body Product, Owo Blow, Don PMC, Dantelio Adesewa, Chrissy Katz. How do you go up? I can't see the other names. Yeah. I can't see the other name. Quite a lot of people there, but those are the names that I can't scroll up. I don't know how to do that. And then on TikTok, we got quite a number of people there listening to us. We have Spiritual. Thanks for joining us. We have Brighter Day. We have, is that Daman? And that one too, I don't know how. Let me see if I can scroll. Okay, I can scroll down a little bit. We have Katisha Katz. We have African Wahala. We have Willem, Dorome, NSC World, Kalina Luxana. Who else? We got quite a lot of people. I don't think I can call all the names. Rode Metelus and Jaye. Is that Jaye or Jaye? And then, of course, African Wahala and all the rest, and Splendor. Thank you all for joining us. We'll continue with the show. I do not have access to YouTube list of people joining us from YouTube, or Facebook, so that's a shame. I know that we have people out there who have joined us, but we thank them all for joining us. Well, we'll continue with the direction of Ibukwan Abdullah to let us know if we're taking one more article or we're rounding it up with this discussion. Comments on the discussion.
Let's take one more. I suggest.
Let's take one more. Okay. As we are taking one more, let us also Ghost in the Registrar Ghost in the Registrar INEC admin 15-year dead weight. Let me see. We'll take one more. Let's see. Are Nigerians truly resilient, or they just love suffering? Is that the one we should take? I'm trying to look for an interlusion, like on music or something, to entertain us a little bit. Now, let's share this for those who don't believe that the presidency should be criticized. Let me close that. Share this. That to announce that there be no criticism of the president, or that we are to stand by the president, right or wrong, is not only unpatriotic and civil, but it is morally treasonable. That's a fact. That is indeed a fact. It is treasonable. Let's hear some entertainment. Which one should we hear first? Rap or so? Let's hear some music here. Here. Is that right?
Hope YouTube will not flag it.
Don't flag it. Oh yeah, that's true. Let me be careful with that. I hope not. You're right though. I hope they don't flag us on that one. Hold on. Can you guys hear it?
Yeah, it's still sounding a little bit.
It sounds a little bit. Hold on, let me show
Yeah.
it there.
But we are currently streaming on YouTube, so I just want to so I will be careful of the copyright music.
You
that
gotta
they
be
might
careful
flag.
they don't flag us on
Yeah.
that one.
But there's a
let me
particular
try.
segment when we will remove YouTube from the live stream, then we can play any music
From the
of
live
ourselves.
stream. Yeah.
So,
Let's see. Let's hope they don't
Hey, I
make
don't
noise
need
about this.
ballet. I know them they fear me. That's why some of them no fin near me. Me alone come out the mother glory. You want more low, my mama shoki be. Ẹ sọ fún wọn kọ́ máa kọlù mí, kọ́ máa kọlù gùn, kọ́ máa kọlọ́gùn. Mo ń gbóná bí radiator Toyota. Wọ́n ṣàbò sí mi lọ́dọ̀ promoter. Mo dàbí lálùdé, mo dàbí dágunró. David Onimi ẹ lè dá mi dúró. No record lè bẹ̀ dágunró mi dá dúró. Alágbe Yorùbá bad boy. Kọ́mi eléré ka bọ́m̀bà viper tiger. Mo lẹ́nu mo ní fọ̀mọ́ lọ́fà mo láyè ta. Má lọ súnmọ́ mi kó má lọ fọ́ lórí. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. Má lọ bẹ́ sàn àmọ́ boko wọ́n lè bẹ́ẹ̀ ní go. Punchline lẹ́nu mi bí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bá ṣàlì. Owó ya ṣàlì kò má ṣohun tán pàtì. Ọdún agẹmọ́ yàtọ̀ Halloween party. Mo ń bínú gidi gan. Mo ń gbóná bí ti máa dùgúrì. Tó bá pàdé mi níṣan wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ṣàbòsí mi. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé kú bàbá èyí ti súre fún mi. Ògùn ńlá káyé mi ò mú ṣìnáàpù mọ́. Ẹ fún lẹ́ni síkà fi sì rọ́ọ̀kì mọ́. Mo ti wá gbé náà kárí mo dàbí ṣọ̀pọ̀ náà. Tẹ́ bá ti rí mi káyá má fọgàn náà. Yẹ́yẹ́ ọlá mi máa dé. Mo máa lówó ju bàbá ìmàdé. Fáwọn ní tíátà mo dàbí Ọdúnládé. Ta ló dalẹ̀ ọ̀ṣà ẹbí bàbá wa ń dé. I don't care what you talk about me now. Say me local boy getting money now. Ṣé Báláwa ìbílẹ̀ à ń bínú ara wa. Yorùbá kí ló wà dé tá ń ṣọ̀tẹ̀ ara wa. Akèrègbè lásọ̀bí tó máa fòun kọ́ sí. Àfi day today make I no day tomorrow. You fit dey blow today make you no blow tomorrow. Gí máa ní kókó tó bá rẹ́ ní báyìí. O mọ̀ pé wọ́n mọ̀ ń báwí tó bá ti sùn kó márùn. Ọba ní mi láàfin mi. Ẹ má rìn mí fi káfí yín má bàa jóná bolo gàrí kó di lẹ́bu. Ayé máa ní kòkun náà wọ́n forí kakuléètì yèfè mọ́ ni pélò ló máa kù. Tí bákà bá bínú tà mẹ́sì pléyà mélòó ló máa kù. Ṣàngó Olúkòso ni mí. Ṣèbẹ́ sọ pé ló kà ní mí. Káforílẹ̀ kàgbélapì mo ń jáwó ju yín lọ. Wọ́n máa mọ òpò lérí kálíbò òkò ara mú mo dàbí wèrè pé tẹ́nibọ̀dì yóò lè gbá mú. Torí mi wọ́n wọ̀ṣẹ̀ dúdú. Àmọ́ ṣọ́ntíìsì mo ti padà dúdú. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ mi láì dá wọ́n ní pé wà mí ò dá. Àmọ́ àbòsí ni kò jẹ́ kẹ́dì yẹn máa fò. Tọ́ba ara lágbe wọn á dẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rù. Ọmọ ìlú kú mẹ́dẹ́mẹ́dẹ́ ó mọ̀lẹ̀ yá fòde já. Ọmọ ṣáwórí kórìkì. I'm better than them. Lyrical Jagaban, lyrical Titan, lyrical Ṣọ̀pọ̀nná. Jésù lóhùn bọ̀ wá náà pìnì kò wá mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wèrè tí ò bówó dé. Ẹ má fi yẹn lọ mímọ́. Lágbájá ń bojú kan rí ẹjọ́ kí ló kalágbé. Má tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ olówó. Má jẹ́ kẹjọ wọlé gbé. Shout out to Nice, Balẹ̀, Aláàpò méjì, Àdìgún, Bàbá Zion, Oṣà. Adíṣe bí Ọ̀yọ́ làárí. Ayé ò ṣe bí bàbá ẹnì kankan. Shout out to Kabasa. ID Kabasa, hey, ID Kabasa. YBN, hey. Yorùbá World Music. Ọlọ́pàá ti mẹ́gun lọ́jọ́ta.
Ọlọ́pàá ti mẹ́gun lọ́jọ́ta. So we show you one more Nigerian story. And then we'll go to the last topic. Let's hear this. Let's hear this. Audio. Let's check this out.
That's pure love. Organic. My people, we know you all have been suffering for a long time now. We wish there were other ways, but there's none, apart from rice. And once you eat this rice, you rise above poverty. So we are about to share the rice now. So you have to give us your PVC, that will give you one rice. One PVC, one rice. So let's start sharing. Okay, your PVC. Okay, thank you. Your PVC. Oh, that's very good, Your PVC.
They don't give better like they don't give us all rice. Rice of compassion.
Your PVC.
They remember us.
That's very good. Where's your PVC?
Oh, yes, I don't have, but I'm hungry.
Hey, lazy youth, you don't have PVC. My your PVC.
Are you about to trade another 4 years of our life with a few cups of rice? Mommy, I was only 10 when they stood up there. They promised us heaven and earth. Mommy, they promised us job. They promised us education. They promised us electricity. They promised us security, Mommy, but what has changed? Mommy, they raised the boy few years ago, finished before they got into their house. I carry a body in a child should never carry. Mommy, they stole my childhood, but now they want to buy my future.
This is adult conversation. Eh? Nobody invited you. I'm taking these people out of hunger.
Adult conversation. If kidnappers attack, do they only attack the adults? If hunger enters the home, does he only affect the adults? If school becomes too expensive, is it only the adult that will stay at home? Sir, tell me, do you know how many children sleep hungry? Do you know how many children skip school because their parents couldn't afford school fees? Sir, you make us desperate. Then you return after 4 years with gifts because you know desperation is easier to control than hope.
If you look at these things, it depends on the perspective. We didn't actually create all these problems. Eh? It came even from our predator. God, if you correct me again, I go nod you. Our government does not run on intelligence. So we make these things here. You people don't make us look like this. Eh? But one thing we can promise you, this time is going to be different.
Different. That was what you told my grandmother years ago. But guess where she is? You told my mommy help was coming. But she's still waiting. You promised us a better tomorrow. But sir, as your child, when I look ahead of me, I can't see the future you promised us. I only see more waiting, more excuses, more suffering. Mommy, our future is in your hand. The ballot is not just a paper. It's our job. It's our education. It's our future. If you say your vote today, you're not just borrowing pain from the future. And who are going to pay it? Us, your children. So please, do not choose temporary relief over permanent change. Think about the generations coming after you. Think about us. You may not just fail yourself. You may fail an entire generation, Mommy.
My daughter, please forgive me. It's hunger. Hunger lasts for a day. And bad leadership lasts for years. This time around, we are going to look into. Please, forgive me. Forgive me.
Mommy, that's what we are asking. Do not vote for someone that gives you food today. Vote for someone that gives you hope tomorrow. Bags of rice feed a family for just days. But a good decision feeds generations.
The small girl is really schooling the governor. You don't know. Our leaders are the real Olodo uprising.
I don't like the fact that this talk is getting to me. I know who I am. I'm wicked. You can't convince me. Remind me who I am. You can be a better person, Your Excellency. Talk to me again.
My business, give it to me, God.
Why you not going
What's that? Give me my business. What is this?
We know that we are wicked. I'm wicked. God forbid I'm a good person.
Abeg, Mama, I know you to collect am from you before. Take your rice. Take your rice. Yes, your evil rice. Take it. Take it. Go to the what? I want to take. You won't give her rice back. Not our money, then take buy am. Abeg, collect the rice. Let them bring back, we go still collect am. Abeg, una dey come next time, make una put Maggi, ororo, onions, make we put inside. Now we know that's where we go vote. We go vote our conscience. Yes. And we go still collect the rice we chop am. Abeg, give me the rice, I go still vote my conscience. Give me, I need that.
Leave them. Carry the many rice. Let's go and see if we meet other women that fall victim for our wickedness. Let's see a date. Governor Omunike.
Very much, Kevin Clark, for that illustration of our neighborhood. That's a good comedy illustration of the state of our things. Is Abdullah still there? Ebokon?
No.
Okay, are we rounding up, or we're doing one more article?
That next article seems as though is a very broad subject matter.
Okay. Okay.
So I may suggest that we would keep it in cooler for
Postpone
our audience. Yes, but
for our audience.
I'm just
Okay.
suggesting
Yeah.
because that next
It's a
topic
good
sounds like
suggestion.
a robust topic.
Topic. Okay, yeah, let's keep it for next time. Let's round up. Let's thank all our people on X and everywhere so that we can round up and continue the next time. Thank you all very much on X, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram, on TikTok for listening to us. We thank you. Please click the like, subscribe, share, tell people about us. We believe Nigeria cannot continue like this, and nobody's coming to save us. We're the ones who will save ourselves, and we can only save ourselves if we can break the mental chain that they have on us, the mental bondage that they have on us, and that can only happen through education, enlightenment, and good information, not the lies, the disinformation, and the distraction that is out there. We thank you all for joining us. There's a long list of names. I can't call everybody. More people have joined. Ola Realtor, Christy Cat, Adesewa, Dantelion, Don PCO, Blue, Body, Lestin, Akib, Professor Shegun Wenu, and all the people that join us. I can't see all the other names on Instagram, and the people that join us on TikTok, all the people that join us on X, Freno, Omologo, OIA, thank you OIA for your contribution, and Nomi Idris, Don Wise, Tema, Nafisa Bello, Yemi Ajayi, Tunde Sulei, Ekaite, Neman, Teman Okoni, Fian Yage, Doshima, Osas Balogun, Arajak Balog, and Abeyo. And the people on YouTube and Facebook, I can't see your names, but we thank you all for joining us. I can't call out the names because I don't have access to do that right now. But all the rest, I only have Instagram and X. All the rest of you, thank you all very much for joining us. In Bukun, you have the final say. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much indeed to all our audience. Without you, we would not be able to say that we are having a show. All right. What is a show without viewership? What is a show without the attention